Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Margaret, that is here to talk to you about some reselling stuff. And I just texted my kids saying, don't come barging in here. I'm working now. Anyway, yeah, so I've been, gracious goodness, maybe I should have waited till they responded. Anyway, I thought I would come on live and talk about some of the messages or comments that I've been getting and some of the frustration that I've been feeling. Not just, I've been feeling it too, to be honest. So I thought I would come on and just share some of the comments I've been getting from you guys, some of the solutions, because I'm a really firm believer in, like, if you're focusing on the problem and not on what the solution could be, then you get just like dragged down in this quagmire of frustration, So one of the things that I hear a lot is just like, okay, I'm listing, nothing's selling, or I'm just kind of like analysis paralysis, which is kind of where I'm at with the analysis paralysis, having all of this stuff that I need to list and not knowing where to start, because you want to be able to focus your attention in the area that's going to be most profitable quickly. And I get, like, I can logically say to myself, just start already. That's like basically you just grab something and go. And I'm live. So hi you guys. And if you're watching later, my apologies in advance that I will be popping in and out of the chat if any questions come up. So I have been in this kind of analysis paralysis, like, what should I list next? What's going to be the thing that I should be focusing on? And I wanted to share my process for trying to decide that, when I'm just like not motivated to just grab the first thing my hand lays on and start taking pictures, because something in my brain, get back over there, bunny, is like, I like to categorize things when I'm, and there's a method to my madness. Like, I want to do all like candlesticks at once. I want to do all brooches at once, because then when I'm taking pictures, I'm not having to shift gears. Sometimes I've just forced myself to get in here and just start grab and go and taking pictures and stuff. But there is a lot of like stop and start if I have to like change the size of my pictures or change the. So that being said, I thought I would come on. Hi in the chat, everybody. And show you on eBay how I start narrowing these things down. And yeah, and also as an aside to that, ADHD is kicking in this morning. As an aside to that, what I tend to do is, like, if I get, and it's good and bad, if I get like so overwhelmed with like, I need to be listing, I need it, or like we were out of town. The kids and I went to Vegas last week for schooly vacation-y trip. And I just was feeling super bad. Like, I have photos I could be listing, but my store was on vacation mode. So I switched gears and I was working on print on demand stuff. So having something like that kind of can help too. Like, if you get stuck with like, okay, I don't know where to step next, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling like, oh, I just can't look at this one more second. Like, it's really good to have like, okay, cool. Let me shift over and do this for a little while. And let me work on print on demand stuff, or let me work on, trying to come up with ideas for YouTube videos that I think would be helpful, and trying to shift gears a little bit. So if you don't have something else, I feel like I'm talking really loud. So if you don't have something else or if you're just doing reselling and you're getting kind of stuck, try to find something that you can, like, okay, let me just set this down for a second and pick this up over here. So you still feel like you're getting, you're being productive. So yeah, I have been working a lot on print on demand, which I've actually been talking to the guys from Merch Talk when we used to do Merch Talk about us doing something. Anyway, so I'm back down in here. I came down to start working, and look where I am now. I'm like, no, I don't think I need to start taking pictures. Let me come talk to people about me taking pictures. Hopefully you can feel me. She said this and that, says, I needed this today. My motivation is frozen. I 100% am right there, like my eyes twitching with you. All right, let's take a look at what I do when I'm like, okay, where should I start? Where should I start? I come over to eBay. Let's say I'm going to start with toys. So the first thing I'm going to do is like, okay, maybe I want to pull out the toys because Christmas is coming, right? So I would come over here and I'll type in toy to the search, but that's such a huge thing to like beast to tackle. So I start narrowing things down to to see what's been selling, but the way I do it is one, I want to start with US. I'm going to be scrolling a little bit. So if that makes you dizzy, my apologies in advance. I know sometimes it makes people kind of dizzy. I'll try to go slow. So the reason that I'll start coming to the side over here and like narrowing things down, and if you have questions as we go, I will jump into questions and answer stuff as well today too. But I thought, let me just show you what I'm doing because this is what I was working on. And I thought, I'm going to show everybody what I'm doing. So I come over here and I either select US only or North America because that will start like narrowing out like, oh my gosh, these mass sellers from like China or something like that. And then the next thing I do, I'll scroll down and then I will select, I try to do like $20 or more. I will sell things less than $20, but this way I can see like what are the big ticket items that are selling. And then, so I just keep putting on these parameters, scroll, 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 scroll. I put on used because most of the time, sometimes I'll find new in box stuff. And then again, scroll, 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 because I want to see what's sold, right? And I'm going to show you something else too. Hang on, let me click on sold and see if it goes away. And if not, I'll show it to you. Scroll. Okay, so now I'm looking at things that I've sold lately. But here's the thing too, which maybe you guys have already known this. This is new to me. And I'm like, I was going to make a whole, I may still do it. I may make a whole separate video about this. Like, oh, I never even realized. I feel so, okay. It's true though. I never even realized I could look at this, but I was doing this on, because I've been working on plush. Like, what plush should I be looking for now? Not necessarily like, of course, I want to find the like one off, like the rubber faced Rushman that I sold, but like what plush is selling right now, like even for 20, 30, $40. I want to know so I see them, I grab them. And y'all probably already know this, so laugh at me if you want. Um, on the side over here, I was like, oh, look, here are these all these character families. Okay, cool. And then I never noticed this little see all button. If you click it, it'll open up a window where you can see like all of the brand, either brands or the character lines. I hope you're laughing at me. But anyway, it's true. Like I really didn't ever see this or notice this before. Hey Sue, you're cross listing right now. Yay. I never noticed. Let me make me smaller so you can see this bigger. That if you scroll through, you can see all of like the character lines and then there's a little number next to it. And it still applied all my filters down here. So these are all like the character lines that are falling into this price range. So I can see like, oh my gosh, Bear in the Big Blue House, there's 202 sold that meet my parameters, right? So you can go in here and look for the biggest numbers to know like, oh my gosh, Sonic the Hedgehog 286. So then start looking like Dukes of Hazzard 706. Holy moly. So like, okay, cool. If I see Dukes of Hazzard, I know there's a bunch of solds in my parameters. Thomas and Friends. And I see, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm slightly embarrassed that I never noticed this before. Or like I've seen it on the side over here, but I was never like, oh, let me click that button and see what the others are. Cool story. Anyway, moving on. But that right there was like, okay, cool, that will help me. But once I've got it narrowed down and I want to start seeing, I'm just going to still leave it at ended recently. And then I want to see like what kind of things I'm noticing over and over so that when I go out, and of course I'm seeing like a lot of car stuff, cars, like these, like kind of like model cars, right? And I don't always look at this kind of stuff when I see them out, but I see a lot of that kind of stuff on here. And then what else was I noticing? See card. I know some of these are Hot Wheels, but hey, if you see a bag of Hot Wheels, it might not hurt to pick it up for $1 or $2. And then I was noticing a lot of like the little tykes people, like the little people or whatever. I kind of peeked at this earlier and then I was like, I should show y'all what I'm doing. So yeah, just like going through and seeing like, what am I seeing here? Okay. and taking that. Oh, and this another thing I was seeing a bunch of were the I am stuttering today, y'all. The Littlest Pet Shop, which kind of makes me happy that they're still selling really well, because the Littlest Pet Shop critters, I've been selling them off and on when I find them for years. So here's another one. See Littlest. Can y'all see that? Is it showing up? Happy weekend. So yeah, finding stuff like that. And then I was doing this again with jewelry, and I was looking for, like, okay, let's say I want to start pulling out some jewelry. Honestly, though, for me, even though I know jewelry is selling really hot right now, this giant pile is like, this is all my unlisted stuff and on the shelf over here, and I've got a tote behind me. I have it in here. I finally got it to where it was not rolling out into the other part of my basement, but I finally got it in here. But I really want to at least get some of this out of the way because my chair won't back up. Yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. Like, but I know jewelry is going to sell. I know right now, like, I've been seeing all these articles about what are the new is it Gen Z or Gen Alpha? Whatever the new ones are. They're the ones that can buy stuff, not the young ones. Anyway, but I keep seeing articles about the kinds of jewelry that is hot for them right now, and brooches are making a big comeback. And so I want to get my brooches out. And then I saw another article about how, because for a while there, it's been like that minimalist jewelry where it's just like a chain and like a little something, like super minimalist, right? But that the maximalist jewelry is starting to swing back into being popular. And I was looking at that, and I was seeing a bunch of those, the J. Crew necklaces that are kind of like chunky and things like that, that those are starting to like swing back into being popular and real showy type necklaces. So I'm like, I need to start doing that. So I'm just kind of like being pulled in like two different directions. I know you can feel me on this. So that's where I'm at right now. I do have a necklace here. I need to list that big chunky number. Hello from Egypt. Hello. So that, let me go ahead and let's look at the jewelry stuff too while I was at it, because I was like, okay, might as well, so we can all get an idea together. So come back over here, scrolling fast. Sorry. And I'm going to do brooch, and I'm going to do minus lot. Thank you for whoever, last time I was doing the search, another thing I didn't know, which I shouldn't be embarrassed, because nobody knows everything all at once, right? I always say that nobody knows everything, and you don't learn everything all at once anyway. But in one of my other videos, I was like, ignore the lots, ignore the blah, blah, blah. And they're like, if you put minus whatever in the search bar, that it'll like not show you those. I'm like, no, I didn't know, but now I know. Thank you. So it saved me a lot of scrolling. So look, it saved that for me. Yay. Okay. So still, and I want to take off auction, because I don't usually look at the auction one. So I'm just looking at buy it now. So I'm looking to see like what kind of brooches are selling right now, like what style, basically, right? I may not have the exact one, but I might have something that's like, if they're really blingy, right? Pardon me, I'm drinking a soda. I haven't had a soda in forever, and it's making me very burpy. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, some of these I'm just like, okay, I'm seeing a lot of blingy. This is really pretty. Look at that Chanel. That's really pretty. Lots of the bugs and turtles. Okay. Oh, this is another Kirk. That's the same one I saw up here. Is it? Green wreath. So if you have anything that looks like a green wreath, maybe do that. And I think always like bugs and butterflies and that sort of thing have always kind of been popular. But oh, that's really pretty. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to talk to y'all about that too, because I was like, it looks like ivory, but it's not. It's celluloid. Oh, I'll save it. Just know that there's a video coming out here. I'll give you a teaser. I was doing prep because I'm working on a video, and like a more informational type video. And in my search, I saw this like really blurry picture of like, they look like, and they were labeled as like off-tone white beads, and they sold for a lot of money. And I was like, That's kind of fishy, right? So I went and clicked on it, and I don't normally go digging into other sellers' stores because I'm like, whatever, that's your deal. But it was clearly Ivory, and they had purposefully like made the listing blurry. And so I was like, I'm gonna look at this list seller. Like maybe they just didn't know, maybe I'm wrong. And but all the rest of their listings were like picture perfect pictures, very descriptive, just like titles and just very professional. And this one random listing was super grainy, blurry with a very like vague title. I'm like, oh, this person is selling Ivory to somebody on the slide. Like probably they knew who it was and they just wanted to have like, I don't know, it was super weird. But I've gone back and forth. Tell me what y'all think. Give me advice. Like, because I try to stay positive on one hand, but then on the other hand, I'm like, y'all, this is really bad, like bad practices and against the law and all of this stuff. And I'm not going to report them, but it's just like, I don't want anybody else doing stuff like that because it is completely illegal. Not just like you could lose your eBay store, but you could have massive thousands and thousands of dollars of fines for doing that. And I'm just like, okay, do I share that I found this and tell people? Or because I know here's my okay, y'all can be my sounding board. Here's my worry is that I know some of y'all are tech savvy enough to go find that seller and be like, ah, and it's like, I want that person to like not do that. But then also like, it's not my business. Well, what they do is not my business. It's my business to make sure that my friends don't do stuff like this and get themselves in hot water because totally not good. So I'd love to hear what y'all think about because I like saved it out, in a little folder on my desktop. Like, how do I do this? Because it wouldn't be that hard if I was like, I'm not going to show the person's store, but if I showed like the pictures of like, this is the one that they listed, and then this is everything else in their store, so they know what they're doing. And like, do I share it? Do I not share it? Because then I'm like promoting negativity, but at the same time, what's my motivation for doing it isn't to get them in trouble, but to be like, hey, y'all, don't do this. This is not good. Vintage and Vino. Hi. Moving to a different state. Didn't want to move so much inventory. Stop shopping. Clear my death pot was huge. Not shopping was key 100%. And I haven't been out in a while. And I did go through some of the stuff. I still have a little bit of a redonate pile. And we did have a big garage sale. So I got a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, what can I put in a garage sale? So totally, moving states. Oh, I just did that. So I feel you. And I downsized a ton, but probably still not enough. So anyway, as far as the other thing go, hi Barbara, thanks so much for being here. As far as the other stuff go, I would love your input and your advice, the pros and the cons. What should I do? Because like, so truly, I want to know. Okay, back to brooches. Where was I? Listing. I'm trying to remember where I was. What am I looking for? I feel like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing here are things that I would have probably listed anyway. A lot of the like really pretty blingy stuff, butterflies, bows, Christmas ones sell really well. And then see like Christmas, all the time. People love Christmas trees. But what that article I was reading was saying that a lot of the big showy brooches are coming back into fashion. Like even guys are going to be wearing brooches and stuff like that. Look at this fishy. Oh my gosh, fishy. Yeah. So that is where I'm at with this. Now, here's the trick. When I hang up with you, I'm pretending like we're on a phone call. When we hang up from talking, what am I going to do? Am I going to go start listing, or am I not? Am I not? I still have some photos that, what would make me feel better? That's what I need to think about. When I go to sleep tonight, what is going to make me feel like I'm proud of myself for doing that today? And so I'm going to challenge myself to take pictures, 5 things at least. I'm going to take 5 pictures, even though I still have photos that I can go list right now. My kids came in. I have some little Vicks Vapor, like vintage bottles, the cobalt blue. My kids are like, what are these? Why are these so special? I'm like, okay, I still haven't listed those. They're photographed. But anyway, guys, we're in brooches right now. Are huge, big sales. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. You just moved too. Oh, it's so hard. So much. But I think too, those of us who are moving or thinking about moving or have moved, you can understand, like, it's only just now, and it's been about a year for me. We moved in June, but then when we moved into a rental. So I moved twice. We moved again in December. So I moved in June, moved in December into where we are now. So moving all of it twice, from Texas to Colorado and then again into Colorado. Only just now starting to feel like my feet are under me. So if you're moving, man, I feel for you. Big time. So yeah, okay, brooches. That's what I'm going to do right now, Barbara. When we hang up from talking, I'm going to go list brooches. Just want to tell you, oh, thank you so much, Cutie Pie. You just begun your jewelry journey. I really appreciate you saying that. And I've been working on a list of some more jewelry tutorial type videos. I go back and forth for some of the tutorial videos don't do so hot, but I'm like, who cares? Because really why am I making them is to help people with their selling. And I'm like, just do it. But I'm trying to figure out like which direction to go. It's like analysis paralysis everywhere. Like in my listings, in my videos, like, what do I do? What should I do? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Hi, Maggie. I haven't talked to you in a long time. You reading any good books lately? I was thinking about, we are started, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go to an aside about reading books now. We started back to school, and my kids are both high school age now. And I decided that I wanted them to read Born a Crime. And so we've gone down that whole road of like apartheid, and we're tying it into like our history and stuff like that. So if y'all haven't read that, it's an amazing book by Trevor Noah about him growing up during apartheid in South Africa. Because he's a comedian, he infuses a lot of humor and some really heavy stuff. And so far my kids have really enjoyed it. I've read it before, and both of my kids, one of my kids is really ADHD like I am, and the other is like really dyslexic. So we listened to the audiobook. I think it zapped out for a second. I don't know if my Wi-Fi's being funny, but it's a really good book. So we're all over the place today. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Now you're dying. Wait. Oh man, now I'm dying to go shopping for brooches. Man, I got look, y'all, I have so many unboxings to do. All of that. See, that's the thing too. It's like, I think, oh, I'll just do an unboxing video. And you're saying that you missed the Sassy Tassel song, Deborah. Me too. But I'm like, I just like, can I get my brain back into that groove? And I just have to like do it, just start and do it. Right. But maybe we can just sing Sassy Tassel. Can we pretend like this banana peel is a Sassy Tassel? I had a banana. Sassy Tassel, sassy, sassy tassel. This is my sassy banana peel song. There. Yeah. The unboxings are your favorite. Okay. That's going to motivate me too. Okay. I'm going to do an unboxing. Maybe I'll do one pre-recorded and then I'll do one live. Let me get a pre-recorded one under my belt. Because then when I go live, it's like, and I never used to have a problem. I don't know what the deal is. Like, I'm just putting too much pressure on myself or something. Right? I'm like, just forget it. Just do it. Right? Okay. And I'm saying right a lot. Okie dokie. I thank you so much, Beverly. And I'm so happy to see, like, this is one of the reasons, like, I'm going to come live, because then I see lots of friendly faces and names. And I do feel like, I'm on like a video call with a friend. I mentioned this before, like I do, there's an app called Marco Polo where it's like a texting app, and you send I'm talking on a video like this, and you send it to your friend, and then they send another little video clip back because some of my friends are also homeschool, and there's stay at home. They're just busy, so we don't have time to talk on the phone, which I like to do, but we can still do this, and they can watch the little video clip whenever they have time, and then they make theirs, and then I can watch it whenever I have time. So it's nice, you still get that face-to-face connection. It's been huge for me during this move, that I can do this with a couple of my friends. But that's how I view, coming to talk to y'all, because then I see your little, and they're little for me, your little faces on there, and I can see them. I can see your face. So yeah. You started your journey back in 2023. I watched that journey happen on video. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Which was done solely by myself. Yeah. It was really intense moving by myself with the kids over here. And I have had a lot of people ask me, this is like maybe TMI, like, why did y'all still, because it was supposed to be, if you know, like, I was engaged and we were gonna move all together, and we had this big plan, and my then fiance was going to go into business because we were both working together, back in Texas, and we were doing really well, like financially, like selling things. We were selling appliances locally, doing storage lockers. I mean, we were hitting it hard and doing really great. And then we had taken a big road trip with all of our kids, and so we had talked about us all moving here because his best friend lived here, and they were going to go into business doing stuff together. And then when things kind of fell apart, a lot of viewers or viewers friends were like, why did you still move? I was like, well, my brain was already kind of like, this is what I want to do. I felt like it was still the path I wanted to take. And the kids, like, I was so excited about the opportunities that the kids and I were going to have coming to Colorado, because I homeschool them, and we did a lot of road trips. So we were going to Arkansas, Louisiana, all over Texas multiple times, and it was getting to the point where there wasn't very much more get atable stuff. Sorry, the soda's getting to me. um and so I was like, you know what, let's still just do this, because what an adventure, what a lesson for my kids, what and there's a little more to it, as far as, because I get a lot of questions about their dad, and like, why that like, why would I take, there's a lot more to it, like, as far as that goes, but it's a good move to have that separation. We'll just put it that way, from that. But to be able to show my kids, like, we can do hard things, we can be resilient, we're going to come to a new place, we're going to now go learn about all these new things here, and it's a big shift, and it has not been easy. I'll say that for sure, but this was our choice. And now, in a year into it, seeing them being super resilient and knowing, like, they can hard things can happen. And even when I get down, because when they get down, there's certain things we say and do to each other to try to bring each other back up. And so now, like, when I'm feeling like a little defeated, my kids will come to me, and I'll hear them saying the words that I say to them, like, stop and think about it, mom. Truly, every time we hit a roadblock, or things seem impossible, or things seem hard, in the end, everything always, either one, turns out just fine, or two, better than we could have expected. So while you're feeling like low and defeated in this moment, and so just having my kids say stuff like that to me when they see me starting to, like, get like stressed or worried, or which I don't try to show them very often, but just seeing that growth in them as human beings is just like so worth it, you know? And like knowing, like, right now they've started this enrichment school, which is fantastic so far. And my eldest is taking physics. So I'm learning physics too on top of everything else, because I never took physics in school. Um, so I'm taking physics too. But my eldest was struggling with the homework, and I'm struggling right alongside. And then, it was my kid said, well, maybe I should just not take this class. I'm like, no, that's not the right. I said, there's going to be hard things. You can't just, everything doesn't come easy. And you just got to say, like, this is maybe hard right now, but once I know it, it's not going to be so hard. So this experience of like having to overcome something is just like priceless to me. Anyway, that was a big long ramble, wasn't it? Let's see. Ah, hello. Hello in Canada. We're going to be up in Canada in a few weeks. We're going up to Victoria, BC. I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Yeah, we have a big trip planned. And I'm so happy my mom's coming with us, because we don't get to see her as much. She's not getting out as much. And so I convinced her to come with us. I'm very excited about this. So we're going up to Washington because I wanted to go to the Hoh Rainforest. If you haven't looked it up, because in the other video where I mentioned it, they were like, I never heard of that. So it's a temperate rainforest in Washington State, and it's like all the big trees with like the moss and the ferns and all of this stuff. And there's a hike that you can do there, and it's called 1 Square Inch of Silence. I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video, but there's a hike, and it's basically a 2-hour in and 2 hours out. And I told the kids, this is what we're doing, right? And it's not like a hike. We hiked in the Rocky Mountain National Park, like a big 4-hour hike, and it was like pretty intense. Some of the hike, I said, no, this is a flat walking through the forest kind of hike. It's not like climbing a mountain. If you know Rocky Mountain, we did the hike to Emerald Lake, which I'm super. At first, I was like, they're like little time. You have to have timed entrances, and we couldn't get one except for like a 6 to 7 a.m. or something. So we had to leave the house at like 4:30 to get there in the morning. But I was really excited about this hike, and I'm glad we had that early time slot because one, I'm slow, and it took us like 4 hours. But by the time we were coming down, it was really crowded with people going up. So we were going up the mountain to this Emerald Lake. And it was just phenomenal and beautiful. But I'm the kind that's like, stop and look at this tree, look at this branch, look at that view, look at that cloud. I mean, this is me on a hike. So anyway, so we're going to Washington for that because I really wanted to go do that hike to the 1 Square Inch of Silence in the Hoh Rainforest. And then we're staying at a place where we have beach access where we can see like the tide pools and stuff like that. I'm really excited. And then we're going up to Victoria, BC. So I'm very, very excited about this. I'm from Washington. I used to live in Olympia, not far from Hoh Rainforest. I cannot wait. I can't wait. Let's see. Are my children involved with thrifting for eBay? They, yes and no. They are. And one of my kids likes to go out garage sailing with me. The only thing is that they like to look for the same stuff I do, only to keep. And in their room right now, oh my gosh, I'm just like, I'm gonna go in and look at it. We were at a garage sale, and I totally didn't see it. My kids saw it first. It's one of those globes. You know where I'm going with this, right? That is all gemstone, and it's like the oceans are lapis, and all the countries are all like mother of pearl and malachite, and not a teeny one, like a full-size globe in this beautiful like gold tone like setting thing. I'm like, $5. $5. And it's sitting on my kid's desk right now. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure I would sell it either, but it was just like, good eye, kid. Good job. But we saw when we went to Breckenridge to go up to do some of the summer activities. And then they have like this really cool store that sells gemstones and things. And they have a few of those globes in there, thousands of dollars. I don't know if this is the same, but it looks identical to these that were in this gemstone store. That's beautiful. Yeah. Being able to part with those items is key. Yeah. But then I tell my kids, like, even it's a catch and release. Like if you decide you don't want it, great. I'll help you with the listing process if you want to sell it. So it's all good. It's all good. Don't shoot me. This is my first soda in months and months. I've noticed they make me tired afterwards. So hang on. Did I get a sale? Let's take a peek. Nope. Just an ad from eBay. All right. I'm going to go list 5 brooches. Okay. I'm going to do this. And I challenge you guys to just push through. And if, like I said, if you're stuck in one thing, start shifting. I'm thinking about maybe putting up some print on demand stuff, because that's something I've been trying to focus a little more on as well, just to ramp things up in other areas. But for right now, I'm going to go find 5 brooches to list. I'm going to do this. And I totally am serious about wanting your input about whether or not I should do that video about showing what this seller did with the ivory. Should I shine a light on that, or should I just let it go? Maybe I just mention it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming to hang out, because it really did, you say I'm helping you, but you're helping me. Like, when I can come talk to y'all and hear what you have to say and get motivated again. So you need to tackle your death pile, unicorn hustler. Yep. Yep. All of this stuff, the big stuff. Yeah. Got to get it out of here. Okay. But for now, brooches. I'm going to do it. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody.